Chapter 2 Monday, June 25th, 1781. I ate part of a fried rattlesnake today, which would have tasted very well had it not been snake. Journal of Colonel Henry Dearborn of the Continental Army. I did not breathe. Near as long as I was tall and thick as my arm, the yellow-eyed snake stared at me, tail rattling, tongue flickering like flame. I could not move. There were other noises, other dangers that needed my attention, shouts, thunder, footsteps, but I could not look away from those terrifying eyes. A rattlesnake's bite meant death, or at the very least, the need for amputation before the poison made its way to your heart. The worst place to be bitten was the face, for there was not much point in the amputation of a head. The only saving grace of a rattlesnake was that the creature gave fair warning. The vigorous shaking of the rattle on the end of the tail alerted the victim not to come closer, the way a port city might send a cannonball over the bow of a pirate ship, straying too close to the shore. It announced that a further advance would be met with swift and fatal punishment. The only thing worse than the rattling of the snake's tail was the moment the tail fell silent, for then the creature would strike. The snake afore me slowed the shaking of its tail, but did not stop. The dull sunlight reflected off the dark brown scales, ornamented with diamond-shaped patterns in black and white. If I could move fast enough, there was a small chance I could leap up and away from its reach, but if I did that, the soldiers would seize me in an instant. The snake measured the panic in my face. "I saw something, I tell you," one soldier insisted, "moving between the trees." "Blasted moss flapping in the wind," replied another. "Quit acting like a wee bairn afeard of haints and ghosties." Two black butterflies, their wings dotted with splashes of sky blue and pumpkin orange, fluttered by. They paused for a moment on the log, their wings opening and closing like bellows, then twirled away. As they departed, the snake lowered its head to the ground and slid under the log. It did not cease rattling its tail until it disappeared from sight. Before I could move away, the sharp report of rifle fire cut through the air. I peered over the log. The guard lay on the ground, clutching his bloody shoulder and screaming. The British were hollering above the cries of their friend, arguing about where the shots had come from as they scrambled for their muskets and cartridge boxes. Heavy boots thudded from the forest behind me. Then militiamen in long hunting shirts and dark breeches ran past, skirting both sides of the hollow where I lay. They took up their positions behind the broad trunks of old oaks and ancient pines and knelt to load their weapons. Most carried muskets, but a few possessed the deadly rifles of the mountains. This was warfare in the Carolinas, fierce battles betwixt patriot militia groups and the redcoats, who fought alongside local loyalists. Everyone was fighting for freedom, but few could agree on the meaning of the word. "Prepare!" screamed a redcoat. The militia roared in defiance. "Huzzah!" "Ready?" The British snapped their muskets up to their shoulders and pulled back the hammers that held their striking flints. "Now!" screamed a long-haired man clad in buckskin. The militia stepped out from their trees and fired. The British fired at the exact same moment. The explosion of so many guns sounded like a fierce volley of lightning bolts. The British soldiers dragged the wounded guard off the road and quickly formed a half circle to protect him while preparing for the next volley. The air filled with shouts, screams, men from both sides being ordered to load, aim, and fire. The woods to both sides of me exploded for a second time. Bullets flew across the road, some headed east, some west, shredding leaves and thudding into tree trunks. Another voice cried out in pain. The screams of the injured guard were weakening. More footsteps ran past me. How many militia were there? How long before one of them found me? Was Curzon captured? Killed?